And it's Ken Kraetzer for CanVets Media. We're at West Point Army spring football practice. Last practice before the spring game on Friday night at Michie Stadium. I have a chance to talk with Army coach Jeff Monken. And Coach, what will the fans see when they come out to the spring game on Friday night at Michie Stadium?
I hope they see a bunch of guys just having fun and enjoying football. And I think the spring game is a reward for the 14 days that lead up to it. Our guys have worked hard, and we've coached them hard, and there's still a whole lot we got to get better at. We're not ready to play a game, and fundamentally just not where we need to be. We've made improvements, and we got this summer, which we'll use in preseason camp, and hopefully by the first game, then we will be ready. But at this point, I just want those guys to enjoy it and play really physical and really fast. And so I hope they see the team having fun and playing with great passion and great effort and energy.
I know this spring you've been working on offensive lines on the backfield. What have been some of the standouts so far?
Well, I like our offensive line. There's a few guys in there that have played a good amount of football, and there's some new guys that are showing up that I'm really encouraged by. I think the depth is good, and it's not often that football coaches are able to say they feel like they've got decent depth on the offensive line, especially in the spring, and we do right now. We're fairly healthy, and that's been positive. There's been some new faces. Really encouraged by the depth at quarterback. Not that we got a bunch of guys that are fighting to be the starters and they're just doing everything perfectly, but Bryson, with the experience he has, and then the guys behind him with Dwayne Coleman, Zach Mundell, Cale Helms, all those guys. Mitch Bolden's been working really hard. Those guys are really, they're in a good, healthy competition to see who's going to be the number 2 and the number 3, and how it's all going to shake out for the fall. So defensively, I think our guys have been playing really fast and really playing with great effort. Saturday we had the scrimmage, and there were very few big plays by the offense, which certainly would like to have more on offense. But that's encouraging to see a defense that's keeping an offense in check and not allowing big plays, not big pass plays over the top and big run plays. There were a couple. There was a long run that we had from the fullback position, but they're doing a nice job. Doing a nice job against the run, and Coach Woody does a tremendous job just having those guys ready to play and having enough against our offense that we can go have a good scrimmage, but also working all the defense that we'll have to play against the traditional offenses. So there's just a lot of areas. Kicking game, we work a lot on that in the spring. Sometimes that's not always the case, but we feel like that's got to be an equalizer for us. So we spent a lot of time doing it. Obviously going to have a new kicker. Trey Granati's kind of pushed himself up to the top of that depth chart, and so I'm really proud of him for that. So I think overall we've had some guys that have really improved and positioned themselves, and collectively we got a lot of work to do, and we need to get better as a team. So I hope like I said, Friday night it's just fun, and it's high energy, and we'll get the mistakes corrected over the course of the summer and preseason camp.
Coach, you talked a little bit with Caleb Fortner, an inside linebacker, had really emerged as someone who could make big plays for you, as we saw in the Navy game last year. Well, tell us about the leadership that Caleb Fortner brings to your defense.
He's just playing way more confident right now than he ever has in his career, and he should. He made a lot of plays. Obviously, the big strip sack for the touchdown in the Army-Navy game, but long before that, he's been doing a good job of improving and making plays, and he's still got areas to get better and room for improvement. And that's the encouraging thing. I don't think he's maximized his potential yet, but he's playing well, and he's a great guy. Our players like him. He's tough. He's rugged. He's demanding of himself. Holds others accountable. An aggressive leader, and I think that's probably a pretty good trait to have as a linebacker.
Hey, just a final thought. It's going to be one of the last times we see Michie Stadium in this configuration before the East Stand project starts, and they start doing the building of the new stands. It's going to be last chance to see it the way it's been for the last about 60 years or so.
Yep, it's there's there's a great nostalgia with this stadium and the fact that it's a National Historic Landmark, and the east stands, which we're going to tear down, built in the early '60s, and the grandstands above the west side, built in the late '60s, and so this is kind of what it's been for all those years. But just as this stadium started in 1926 or whenever we built it, and then those additions in the '60s, there was progress. And now it's time for more progress. And frankly, it can't get here soon enough. I'm ready for the wrecking balls and the cranes and bulldozers to get in here and get that thing built. It's going to be exciting. It's going to just be a beautiful complex and just change the face of Michie Stadium.
I'll look forward to that. Army coach Jeff Monken, great to see you. I look forward to seeing you in the spring game on Friday night.
Thanks a lot, Ken.
Good to see you. Ken Kraetzer for Cam Vets Media.